Hey everyone, how are you? Fantastic. Have you ever heard of assessment accommodations? No? Well, let me tell you about assessment accommodations. But first, let's hear from our people. I think assessment accommodations suck. Some people just want to get them because they're too lazy to take tests like everyone else. Well, I like them. Everybody likes them. They're great. Assessment accommodation? Well, I think they're really good because, what exactly is an assessment accommodation? Well, I think that assessment accommodations are great because they allow students to be more successful.
Assessment accommodations? Is that what they're doing with our tax money now? What's next? The teachers start taking the tests for the students? This generation, I tell you, ridiculous.
Back to me. Question 1. Do you understand the difference between what is fair and what is equal? No. Equality means that two or more people are getting the exact same treatment. Look left. Here you'll see my dad and my dog. They have both been good today, so they both get a treat. They're getting the same treat. This is called equal treatment. My dad didn't like the dog treat that much, so this time we're going to give them fair treatment. A dog treat for the dog, and a human treat for the dad. Ask your mom, what does fairness and equality have to do with assessment? Look down. Look back up. An elephant, a monkey, and a fish are about to take their first assessment in school. They are asked to climb a tree, and the animal that gets to the top will earn the highest grade. Is this equal? Yes. They're all getting the same test. Is this fair? No. Some of the animals lack the physical characteristics needed to complete this test. Let's talk about assessment accommodations. Hey monkey.
Yeah.
Climb that tree as high as you can. Hey elephant.
Yes.
Reach as high as you can into that tree. Hey fish.
Yep.
I'm gonna put this smaller tree into your fishbowl and you swim as far up that tree that you can. All of you have been given the opportunity to succeed based on your ability to perform. You're welcome. Look down. Look back up. Have you ever asked yourself what an academic accommodation is? No. Accommodations are tools and procedures that provide equal access to instruction. The purpose of an academic accommodation is to help people with different learning abilities display their skills accurately on examinations. As noted in the No Child Left Behind Act, all students must participate in annual assessments. However, would we as teachers ever ask a fish to climb a tree? No! Furthermore, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act states that students who need additional support must be provided the appropriate accommodations necessary to participate in these annual assessments, which is only fair. Do you know why assessment accommodations are given? No. Well, I'll tell you. Assessment accommodations are used to level the playing field. Without accommodations, students with different abilities may not be able to access the grade level instruction and participate fully on assessments. It is very important to remember that assessment accommodations are not intended to reduce a student's learning expectations. These accommodations are used to lessen the effects of the student's different ability. How do teachers accommodate assessments? Look down. Look back up. See my fingers? That's how many different accommodation categories there are. 1. Presentation. 2. Response. 3. Timing or schedule. And 4. Setting. Watch as these 4 different categories are demonstrated. Alright student, I'm going to read your exam questions off of this paper. That helps me out a lot because I'm a little slower at reading and usually reading the questions takes up all my time during the examination. Hey student, instead of writing your answers, feel free to type them out on this laptop. This is going to help me so much because now I'll actually finish answering the responses within the exam time. You know, sometimes writing out math equations takes me longer too. You can have 30 extra minutes on your exam. Oh, thank goodness. You get me, teacher, you get me. This room can be very distracting. Let's move you over here where it's a little quieter. Hey, you're right. This room is a little bit quieter. I love it in here. Oh, that is just awesome seeing those students are given the opportunity to become successful. Who do you think is eligible for assessment accommodations? Anyone? Not exactly. Students with different abilities will often have a document that follows them throughout their educational journey. This document is known as an Inclusion and Intervention Plan, or an IIP. The Government of Saskatchewan notes that an IIP document is developed by the school support team. It is adjusted for each student and describes the support strategies they need to optimize their learning in an inclusive setting. Having an IIP will allow a student to get assessment accommodations all throughout grade school. So, assessment accommodations sound great. Why wouldn't we use them? Well, let me tell you. In contrast, some people do not believe there's any importance in providing students with assessment accommodations. Why? Well, people are just plain stupid. Just kidding. There are two main misconceptions that general educators seem to have about such accommodations. A, they think that it lowers standards, and B, they inappropriately equate assessment with paper and pencil tests. Of course, neither assumption is valid, indicating the need to ensure that both general educators and special educators have a complete understanding of the reasons for accommodations, the scope of assessment, and the nature of appropriate accommodations. Although some people do not support schools within their community using money to provide assessment accommodations for students, look at your family. Now look back at me. If someone you love needed an additional support, I am sure you'd be more than willing to help them. To recap, as a future educator, do I know now the difference between fair and equal? Yes, I do. Do I know what assessment accommodations are? You bet. Do I understand the importance of assessment accommodations? Oh, 100%. Perfect.
Now swan dive into the best teaching career of your life.